Hey, what's going on? This is Miss Davis. What's happening out there in the world? Still a bunch of hogwash, ain't it? Whole lot of shit still going on. Anywho, let's talk a little bit about, we're going to step back. You know, I'm stopping by again. Like I said again, this is Miss Davis from the Rainbow Table. Rainbow Table Davis is my YouTube channel. And guess what? I keep it 100 on here, and if you don't like it, you ain't got to watch it. It is just as simple as that. And please don't put all that negativity stuff in my comments. If you don't want to watch it and you don't like me, it's all well and good. Because out the Rainbow Table, Miss Davis keeps it 100, boo-boo. So let's talk a little bit today about, things that's going on in the world. And let's talk about this. Let me pull it up. Let me get my glass. See, these right here for show. These for fashion. See, these here? Hell, these is for reading. I got to keep these on for reading. That's for reading. Let me get them right. So let's click on this here. And if they're talking about the black teen that was shot by the white man after he rang his doorbell. He was at the wrong house because he got the addresses mixed up. He was going to pick up. Have you ever looked at a tree? You know, we always got to have these commercials and shit. They're all over the place. I don't know what this about. They make me sick with these commercials. Anywho, let's keep it moving. So they're talking about how, let's get back to it because I'm all over the place. So the black teen was shot by a white man after ringing the wrong doorbell in Kansas. Okay, but this is the thing here, what I'm not understanding. So let's say this. You shot this teen 2 times. You say you felt threatened. How in the hell you felt threatened and he on the other side of the door? He not in your house. He's on the other side of the door ringing the doorbell. I mean, I'm just saying. I'm just trying to get an understanding. How did you feel threatening? What was threatening about that? You on one side of the door, he on the other side. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You know, it's like when I worked at the mall. I worked at the mall. And working at the mall, especially if it's a majority, other mall. I'm going to say it like that. So anyway, I worked there for 10 years. Let me tell you something. When I would get on the elevator, the white people will go to the other side and they would clench their handbags or pocketbooks, just hold them real tight and put them under their arm and all that stuff. Listen, this is 2023 and we know that still exists because this was 10 years ago that I'm talking about. At least 10. If it wasn't 10, it was maybe, I'm going to say 12 years ago when I worked there. And I worked there for like 10 years. So what I'm saying is, me being a woman of color, it happens all the time. It's normal. That's what I'm saying. That's normal for some people. They say that's normal. Because I'm used to it because I'm black. And, we should never get used to something that's so cruel and so ugly. We should never have to get used to that. Me being a woman of color. But you know what? It's sad because, like I said, you shot the young man twice and then you still saying all this about you felt threatened for your life. Listen, I don't bit more believe none of that than a man in the moon. I don't believe it. And guess what? This is my YouTube channel. If you don't like it, you can just keep it moving. 1, 2, 3. Keep it moving. Guess what? Because I don't care whether you like me or not. Now let's keep it moving. Let's go on. So let's talk about this Benadryl challenge that done came back up. Why in the world would you want to take 12 to 13 pills so you can see if you can have some type of hallucination? What is that about? Why? Why would you want to do that? For clout? For followers? These people, children, teenagers are getting killed. They are dying from doing this challenge. Are you kidding me? What kind of challenge is that? What is that? We need to be more mindful about what we're allowing our children to participate in, whether you do know or you don't know. Sometimes we just have to be that parent that, let me just check your phone. You can get mad at me or whatever, but I'm gonna go through your phone and I'm gonna see what's in here. Because see, you might tell me one thing, but it might not be true. So let me just check the phone just to make sure you doing what you're supposed to do. especially as a mother, because you want your children to be here. You don't want to have to bury your child, and that's real talk. And as I said before on the rainbow table, I keep it what? 100, boo. 100. So let me tell you something. Let's get on back to a few more things. Let me put these on for fashion. See how I'm looking. Hope I don't look like a bumblebee or a frog or nothing. Hell, I don't know. Anywho, so let's keep it moving. So, let's talk about people that, let's talk about, this is the topic here. Let's talk about clergy. People that say that God called them to minister. Let me tell you something. 1, 2, 3. I'm real clear on that today. Everybody that's called, God ain't called you. You called yourself. You know, sometimes I sit around and you could be looking on different social media platforms and stuff, and you see different people. You know, people getting ordained and different stuff, and they say God called them. And then I'm sitting there and I'm looking, I said, some of you got on these, I call them mammy-made collars. The collar's so big and wide, I'm like, it's something you made yourself? I mean, what is it? I call them mammy-made. That's what they call it. See how it's a collar this wide. And I'm looking at these people, different people all over the world. There's different people. It's most of them in the United States. So it's just like everybody wants to be a minister, a reverend, a deacon. Everybody wants to be a bishop or elder or what's the other word? What's the other title? Somebody overseer. Everybody wants to be all these things. Okay, guess what? You can be whatever you want to be. But just because you say that you are doesn't mean that God called you. Understand that. There's a lot of false prophets in these churches. So people better be very mindful when you're going up in the church, you sitting up in there and somebody telling you, oh, that God told me that you need. Listen, if God told it to you, God ain't got no problems communicating with me. So if he told it to you, that means I already know. People trips me out with that. Oh, yeah, you know, God told me to. Listen, if he told it to you, boo-boo, he ain't got no problem communicating. He already done told it to me first. So when you come to me and you say that, I should already know this. Because I should be done got some type of sign or something from God. Because guess what? I have a relationship with him, so I already know him. So therefore, I say it again. Y'all stop going around telling folks, God told you to say this and he told you, okay, that's all well and good. But if he told it to you and you telling me that's what he said, then he should be already done communicated to me. Understand? And it's just as simple as that. And guess what? You ain't got to like what I'm saying. You ain't got to agree with it. Just keep it moving. 1, 2, 3. Keep it moving. So, let's talk about... I talked about this on my last video, and someone asked me, one of my subscribers, a couple of them, asked me to talk about this again. About these relationships. About these peoples in these relationships. And the person decide that they don't want to be with you and that you don't want to be with them or however it is. Listen, y'all, listen. We got to stop killing someone and the children because they decide that this is no longer for them. And especially when you know you done been abusive and you know that you done did things that you should not have done, whether you was abusive, whether you cheated, whatever it was that you done, you already know that you did something that wasn't right. You already know this. But then you want to act like you don't know what's going on when the woman or the man come to you and say they have decided that this relationship no longer works for them. Hear me and hear me well. You better be very mindful of how you hurting people and treating people in these relationships, whether you married or that's your partner, however you are in that relationship. You better be very mindful how you treating that person because karma is something. It will come back. Believe that it will come back. So if somebody tell you, listen, hey, I just don't think this is working for me and I just think we need to move on, move on. And if you can't move on by yourself, get the help that you need. Mostly important, you better trust God. If you don't know him, that'd be the time right then for you to get to know him. And if everybody don't believe in God, that's their right. believe in him. So that's why I always speak about God, because I believe in him and I trust him. So if that ain't your journey and that ain't your thing, then go get you some help. Go get the help that you need so you can be more, what's the word? You can be more, calm, cool, collective. And your mind thoughts are not negative. And it's not about hurting the wife or the husband or the children. It's none of that sitting there about or hurting yourself because you're getting the help that you need. There's nothing wrong with going to therapy. And I don't know why people think that they shouldn't go to therapy. Why shouldn't you? You should go. I don't see why you shouldn't. Why wouldn't you go? What's wrong with going to therapy to get the help that you need? I know a lot of people in these relationships, they get to the relationship, they go from one woman to the next woman. Let me speak on that piece, because I can speak on that as a lesbian. They go from this woman to that woman. You just all over the place. You just hopping out. You're all over the place. You're all over the place. All over the place. You over here. You over there. You in this relationship. Next thing I know, you over here. Listen. 1, 2, 3. Get yourself together, boo-boo. Because hurt people. So if you know that you're not healthy and you know you just got out of a relationship, sit down somewhere. Sit down. Because all you doing is bringing more pain and heartache to the next woman when you ain't got the help that you needed from the last relationship. Come on now. I know I ain't the only one that thinks this. And then it's like the gay community. Y'all act like it ain't nobody else in the whole gay community but the same woman that your cousin done had or your friend 10 years ago had. It's a lot of women in the world. Why everybody y'all got to be in that circle of sleeping with this person, that person, the same people that somebody else was with? Listen, 1, 2, 3, get yourself together, boo, so you can get the help that you need. There's help out there, and guess what? Guess what? Don't ever think that it ain't no help for you, because it's help for everybody. All you got to do is be willing to receive the help that's out there. And it's a lot of free stuff out there. Free. And I spoke about that because it's tiring sitting around. Every time you turn around, oh yeah, I got me a new boo. Oh yeah, this is my sweetie. Oh yeah, this is this. Listen. That's your business. It's all well and good. But if you in pain and you hurting, all you're going to do is hurt that next woman that you with. And the same thing with heterosexual. If you with that woman and she with you, and next thing you know that you decide that you want to move on to another woman as this man, and you know you still got emotions and stuff attached with this woman here, all you doing is bringing all that baggage you had from the last relationship to this relationship. People better be mindful who you laying with. Be mindful who you laying with, because what you don't realize is that when you lay down with somebody, you getting whatever it is that they got on them. So whatever spirits they got on them, hell, they on you too. Because you got to remember, you done shared this intimacy with this person. Remember that. So be mindful, whoever you are, who you laying with. Because I'm going to tell you something. You lay down with the wrong thing and you wake up with something. As my mama used to say, you lay down with a dog, you wake up with fleas. You understand? So, goes back again. You gotta do better. And if you know you're hurting, just move on. Get the help you need first. Move on with the help. Get it. So you can be a better person for yourself, for your children if you have them, for your family, your friends. That's what we want. We want people to be healthy, so we don't see when you turn on the news and the TV and stuff and you see all this, somebody shooting somebody, mass shooting at the club, mass shooting in the school, out in the street, at the restaurant. You know, it's tragedy and it's sad. This world is so toxic and full of hatred and poison till it's like the world is just turning. You know, people just need to be more mindful, but everybody's not there. Some people, that's their job to hate. Some people, that's their job to hate me because I'm a black woman. They hate me because I'm black. Some people, that's just their job, they're haters. Some people don't like if you get a new car or you get your new home. You know, they out there coming for you. Haters. That's their job. But guess what? Just because because that's their job don't mean you need to feed into it. That's foolishness. Don't feed into something that don't matter, that ain't going to get you nowhere but straight to hell. So why deal with that? Keep it moving. 1, 2, 3, keep it moving. Now, listen and listen well. Now, people that's in relationships and the person keep cheating on you over and over again, and you keep forgiving them and forgiving them, listen and listen good. A zebra don't never change their stripes. So if that's what he or she is doing, that's who they are. It's got nothing to do with what you ain't doing. That's who they are as a person. That's just what's in them to do. Some people, that's just what's in them to do. You can't change somebody that don't acknowledge that they in the wrong. You can't move past anything if you don't never think you're doing nothing wrong. You know, you got people in the world, they don't think they never do no wrong. That's a problem. If you think you ain't never done nothing wrong, then something wrong with you. For real. 1, 2, 3. Something wrong with you. Something wrong with you now. Arm is getting a little stiff. You know how that is. Arm getting a little stiff around. You know. As you start getting older, things start to try to move around. But guess what? Ain't nobody claiming that. Because I know the power of prayer. So let's keep it moving. So, let's say this right here. I want people to start being more mindful about what you're saying, and because your words can speak life or death in somebody's life, and people don't realize that. We got to be more mindful about what we speaking. When you speak something in the atmosphere, do you not know you already claiming that because you're speaking it? Speak positivity. Speak goodness. Speak overflow. Speak love. Speak encouragement. Speak that. And so when someone come to you, whether your friend or family member, they going through, you can give them goodness. Don't give somebody advice and you don't know half of what you're talking about. Because so many people like to go to people and say, oh yeah, I was talking to so-and-so and they told me, you know, I need... Listen, if that person ain't where they need to be, what the hell is you sitting in there talking to them for? Go get the help that you need. That part. Right there. And our children are the leaders of tomorrow. So we want to make sure that we're doing the best we can to help our children to become their best self. So you want to encourage them. You want to tell them every day that you love them. Tell them that. Sometimes a child just needs you to tell them that you love them. Sometimes they just need just that. Sometimes they just need a hug. And say you did a great job today. Sometimes children need that. So I thank you for listening. And as I said before, I'm going to be stopping by here and there when I get time, you know, do more videos and stuff. And, you know, sometimes life show up and, you know, you have other things to do. You know, you got to work and do different things and so forth and so on. But, hey, we're going to keep it moving, though. Keep on moving, don't stop. And like I said, stop trusting everybody that come in your face and telling you, oh, this and that. And another thing, let's say this. Every table that you get invited to, every invitation that's given to you, doesn't mean you're supposed to accept it. Because some tables you ain't supposed to sit at. And it's just that simple. You can't sit at every table because you're not supposed to. Just because you're invited doesn't mean you're supposed to attend. Understand that. Because it's a reason to why you're not supposed to go to every table. Think about that. I shouldn't have to tell you why. The answer to that you should already know. You understand? Checkmate. Who gonna check me, boy? Remember, stop believing all these people with these big wide homemade collars that they got around talking about, oh, I'm minister so-and-so. Oh, and I'm reverend this. And oh, I'm this. Hit it. Oh, and I'm this. And oh, and I'm so-and-so. And I'm this. And oh, I'm bishop. Oh, I'm overseer. Listen. You better stop listening to all these false prophets. You better know that God has called me before you go setting up in somebody's church talking about what they said. You understand? Who gonna check me, boo? And guess what? Folks don't like me because I speaks the truth. But guess what? I don't care whether you like me or not, boo-boo. You know why? Because I know God takes care of me and he loves me just the way that I am. Who gonna check me, boo? Checkmate.